A game of StarCraft. Have you added?
Yeah.
Okay. And
oh, so this is the one too where it's like they had a bunch of draws.
whoa,
or they
whoa!
had to keep like.
No spoilers, man.
Oh shit! My bad. Fuck. I
can cut it out of the VOD. But yeah, this could go on for a little bit. So hope you got no plans.
Oh, it's checking password right now. I guess I should just wait. I didn't realize it did this with replays too.
Also, with like everything when you're first joining games, it's kind of annoying. It'll do it for like a game or two and then stop, I guess. It did it to flying yesterday as well.
Alright, there it goes. Have you been laddering much?
No, I haven't. I haven't played like any games in a couple weeks now.
Oh, okay. I was just gonna ask how you like the new maps.
Oh, I did do a bunch of them for BSL. Played like 60 games or something, and I got to A rank. But I like most of the maps, but ironically, the map that I thought I would like the most was Citadel, and I hate this map. My least favorite map by far.
That's the one where it's like really kind of closed off, right? There's these ridges, and
yeah, there's like all those single line ridges, double ramps.
That seems pretty questionable for Protoss in PvT. At
it's
least,
so hard PvT, man. Exit says, "Shut up, Keen. The first thing that got me addicted was Secret of Mana. My friends and family." Oh, you're just copy pasting my exit. You want to get? Yeah, let's go and give timeout to exit here. 10 seconds into the stream, this dude causing problems.
Damn.
It was weird because, like, for a second, I didn't realize he copy pasted, and I was like, "There's no way exit can type that fast."
And there's also no way that exit would play Secret of Mana.
Yeah, well, that was when I stopped. When I when I got to Secret of Mana, I was like, "Yeah, no, this guy's full of crap." Then
I don't know if this is correct or not, but Exit strikes me as the kind of guy who, like, he isn't a gamer at all. He just plays StarCraft.
yeah, that's the what I get out of it too. I mean, I understood that whenever he was having the headset problems and he was posting pictures of the cords asking which socket that they're supposed to plug into.
Oh my god. I forgot about that. It's fucking amazing. That's not even... They have, like, pictures on them, and it's like
they're color-coded, yeah. Diablo 2, Roller Coaster Tycoon, The Sims.
Roller Coaster Tycoon, alright. You played The Sims, dude? I cannot fucking imagine you playing The Sims. Do you just, like, close your Sims into their, like, into one room and, like, remove all the doors or whatever and just, like, watch them suffer?
No comment.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah.
Project Zomboid is the best game out there. Dude, you should play Project Zomboid.
I haven't actually played it yet. I've watched some people play it, and it seems like one of those games that's probably fun to play, not so fun to watch, at least from what I've seen.
Yeah, I don't really watch anyone play it, but it's a lot of fun in my opinion. It's really hard though.
See ya, Eclipse.
I'm gonna grab a drink real quick. I'll be right back.
Yeah, we'll start here in just a couple minutes.
Sref, yeah, it's pretty hard when you're on your own, especially depending on where you start. But wait, Sref, do you play it at all? We should play sometime. Foxpat would play with us. But anyway, yeah, I don't know if you've tried out different starting locations, but if you start in Rosewood, it's like really fucking easy, actually. Oh, have you? Dude, I forgot. I'm sorry.
Typical Keen.
Well, I was probably drunk at the time, so it's not my fault.
Alright, let's go ahead and get this started, because I think we're in for a little bit of a long haul today. So here's the bracket, guys. We are casting Group B today. I'll just quickly kind of go over what the tournament is real quick. Basically, it's just a individual tournament, K-League, a bunch of 1v1s, tournament style. So we're doing a round of 16. Real quick though, yeah. Sorry, not 16, it was just 3, 6, 9. It was supposed to be 12, right? And we had 4 players, the 4 top ranked players from the current K-League season got a bye into the round of 8. And then we're doing 4 group stages where the winner of each group goes on to the round of 8 to play with them as well. The winning player kind of gets a special prize. Can't really talk about it too much. Second place gets an $85 cash prize. Third place, I guess, gets a hoodie. And then fourth place gets a t-shirt. So we are playing for something. There's something on the line.
Literally life-changing amounts of money involved.
Yeah. Yeah, I swear your volume's like fluctuating. But yeah, we did Group A yesterday where, well, we did 2 groups actually. We did Group A and Group D, but in Group A, Exit won and moved on. He's going to be facing against Nomad. In Group D, it was just Pandora and Zen, and Pandora won, and he's going to be against Kavapu in the round of 8. I don't think I'm going to be casting round of 8, but I'm at least covering the group stages. But we're going to go ahead and hop into the first game of the series today, or the group today, which was Flying and Nesh, which is going to be a ZVT on Radeon. And also my co-caster is Keen. He did participate as well. We watched his games yesterday.
Yeah, everyone should go back and watch my game 2 from yesterday. It was incredible. Alright,
so Keen kind of mentioned this earlier. Flying is a bit of a cheesy player. It does kind of do like all-ins, especially in ZVT specifically. Keen, being a pretty similar player himself, may be able to give us some insight on some of the builds that Flying's going to be going for.
Yeah, like I said, I've never actually seen Flying play ZVT. I've just seen offhand comments in the chat about him.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I am a player that is just terrified of playing late game ZVT in general. When like StarCraft Remastered came out and I started watching streams, I was watching like Larva play, and he was just grinding like dozens and dozens of games against Flash for like hours on end, and they would routinely get to like 30 plus minutes, and I got like secondhand anxiety watching him deal with like everything in like game CVT. It was so awful.
Yeah. I haven't played it obviously much. Like I've played a little bit of TVZ, and I played a little bit of ZVT, like legit like 2 or 3 games of it. And when I was getting to where I'm like having multiple bases with Defiler and stuff, and just everything's getting irradiated all the time, I was getting just mad. Like, I understand Terran has to do that, but my Defiler and Lurkers and stuff getting perma-radiated was like infuriating to me. And I was like, yeah, I would never be able to play this.
Yeah, it's just constant damage control, and
Yeah, it seems really unpleasant.
yeah, it's like if you can weather that storm and get to like 4+, 5+ gases and start making Ultralisks, then it gets a little better, but it's pretty awful. And there's if you lose control of any one point, you just instantly lose the game.
Yeah, the game's just over. Yeah. Yeah, it's too much for me.
Seeing a pretty standard opening so far, though. Flying, not going for the. It's kind of a novel concept in ZVT. I was kind of excited actually when I was watching some Zealot replays recently and talking to Kaido about it, who is an NAPL player. But 9-hatch in ZVT is kind of a new concept. Where it essentially, like, it gives you extra larva, so you don't take too much of a hit to your economy, but it makes you much less vulnerable to 8 racks. But flying, forgoing that and just going the typical 12-hatch.
Yeah, I kind of was talking about it some during your games, that I kind of like the idea of the 9-9 because it seemed like it seemed to me that with the 9-9 it's like it's obviously it's better against ARAX than like a 12-hatch, right?
Yeah,
like clearly. But so like typically you would do what, like overpull? Like is overpull pretty standard ZVT normally?
No, I mean, so I think Jimin does overpull somewhat regularly, but that's just because it's relatively safe and he can survive. I assume he started doing 9-hatch since last time I've seen him, but the bog standard is like 12-hatch generally.
Oh, even if you're worried about ARAX?
Yeah. So the classic sort of counter to 8 racks is to just pull like 8 drones,
right,
and fight the SCVs and the Marines. I think the 9-hatch kind of developed. Well, let's see if this. Wow, he made a sunken already. That's interesting.
Yeah, very early push out from Nesh with 4 Marines and forcing a sunken out is like really nice for Nesh to just be able to get that sunken force early and come back home.
Yeah, it's very unusual though. I wonder if this was his plan to start with. Oh, now he's making more Lings as well. Wow, this is very unusual. I wonder what the idea behind this is, because his economy is just going to be absolutely terrible. He's gonna his second gas is late. He's not even going to take a third, it looks like. And he's still pumping Lings.
Yeah, the call to go Ling seems weird, and now we're going back into drones.
Yeah, this is very unusual. And I don't think this is going to do much. I mean,
yeah, there's way too many Marines here. It's kind of a weird middle of the road thing that Flying just kind of reacted with here. It was Lings after the sunken, which is going to be pointless defensively, and then we kind of made extra Lings, but there's no way we're going to get damage against this Marine count, so it seems like we just kind of cut into our economy for...
Yeah, even if he continued pumping Lings, I don't think it would accomplish anything, because at this timing, there's medics are going to be out in just a second. God, and this second gas is so late. It's like a 5-minute second gas. Usually the default timing for like a standard 2-hatch, you get your second gas around like 4 minutes and 10 seconds or so. So I'm wondering what his plan is here.
Yeah, we'll see. We got 5 meters on the way right now. Second gas just now finishing.
At least he doesn't have to worry about saving his third.
Did lose 4 Lings. Going for this kind of 4-Ling backstab. There is nothing in the bunker here, and the bio's gonna have to turn back around. So this is kind of nice in the sense that it's gonna buy Flying that bit of space, so he doesn't have to worry about maybe getting extra sunken or trying to dog the Marines yet. With his Muta. While he's kind of getting his Muta count back up. Nesh scans the natural, doesn't really see anything too unusual. Maybe the drone count's a little bit low. Flying sending
I mean, he will have a short window. There's no turrets in the
oh yeah, the turrets aren't on time. So it could get a little bit of damage. It is unfortunate that our second gas was so late because we don't have the muta count that we'd like for one-shotting SCVs right now.
Yeah, which is especially strange given that, he didn't take the third. He doesn't have a third hatch, so he has all these minerals, and his gas was so late. It just doesn't really add up.
We got this drone going to the top left now. And there was still a bit of a window for Mutos to get in here, but now the turrets are going to finish up on the ramp here with 2 turrets.
I do think he still has, if he would pop into the main of Nesh, the main mineral line is actually kind of, those turrets aren't, like, ideally placed.
Yeah.
But he's still going for this natural. I mean, getting those 2 turrets down is good and all, but he lost 2 mutas. And he's just now kind of getting his natural saturated properly. So he does have a den finished, and he's already researching Lurker. So that's a fairly fast Lurker aspect. I'm wondering if he's just going to go for like a Muta Lurker all-in, because we don't see any Queen's Nest yet.
From what I've seen of flying, that's what he went for every single ZVT I watched. It would just turn into a Lurker all-in. In this case, it could be good. This factory is a bit late as well. We'll see like when the starport gets started. Okay, he's gonna let them start the starport, at least pretty quickly. Bioforce moving across. We only have 1 sunken here, and I don't know if he recognizes this coming. It's coming back now with his Muta. But the Muta's not gonna be here by the time the sunken goes down, so they're gonna be able to get a pretty good trade against these Muta, maybe even kill him.
Oh.
We only have 8 Muta here.
And they're so battered too, because he was
Yeah.
harassing the turrets so much. Wow, I'm actually surprised he's going to. I don't know. I mean,
Yeah, the Marine's getting a ton of damage here, killing off a ton of the Muta, even killing the next creep and stuff. Yes, this bio gets cleaned up, but so much damage is done. We killed a few Hydra, we killed the sunken and an extra creep, we killed like all of the Muta except for 2.
and when you're doing this kind of like mid-game all-in, like you really want to preserve those mutas, or else you don't really have any teeth. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't even know if he can weather this storm. I mean, there's just nothing at the. Maybe the Lurker will finish in time and he'll be able to survive this, but it looks like he's just going to die here. Or at the very least, take like a catastrophic amount of damage.
Yeah, it's so much drone damage now. And now you're gonna have your Lurkers trying to chase these Marines into your main, like this feels horrible.
Yeah, it looks like his last-ditch attempt to like Hail Mary this game is he made Hydras at his third,
Yeah, I saw that.
actually, and he's just trying to sneak them over now. But he hasn't even started morphing them into Lurkers. I mean, the Lurkers move faster than speedless Hydras, so...
Well, I think he's just gonna kill him with these 3 Hydra. They don't need to be Lurkers, this is the counter.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't have minerals to make them into Lurkers right now.
I
mean, he's gonna try and gather everything and go once just to give it a go, but with the bio like being out forward too, there's just like no way I feel that the Lurkers can get to where they need to be.
I'm really curious as to what his thought process was with those Lings in the early game, because that kind of just is like the catalyst for every single thing that happened later on. Like, I maybe he was just flustered from the early Marine move out, because I can't imagine this was any kind of like intentional plan that he had in mind.
Yeah, I don't feel like it would be. Like, if you've made the sunken that early, you don't have to worry about making Lings for a little while at least.
Yeah, when I saw the sunken, I thought for sure he wasn't going to go past like the initial 2 Lings.
Yeah.
And then he started making drones right after he made like 8 Lings.
Alright, so Flying's gonna try and push in here, but there's 3 bunkers and then 2 more bunkers behind that as well. The vessel's already out. I mean, there's just no way.
Yeah,
these
there's
Lurkers can do any damage.
absolutely no way he's going to be able to break this. I mean, this is actually like a perfect response to 2 hatch Lurker. but Nesh is already obviously like far past the point in the game where that would be an issue. Yeah, between the vessel and he's going to get some tanks out, it's just a matter of waiting. This is kind of painful to watch from a Zerg perspective because even with the meager amount of drones that Flying does have, they're not properly mining. They're like sharing patches at the natural.
Oh yeah.
So they're not. It's as if he has 11 drones rather than 12 drones.
And
Nesh is under so little pressure, he actually considers trying to break this. But
yeah, there's gonna be a counter drop, and we're rallying everything to the front to try for this like one last bust attempt. Actually, not doing that poorly, but it's just there's no sustainability behind this.
Yeah, it did better than I would have expected, but like I said, this is what like a 2-hatch lurker sort of all-in would look like, and if it was a 2-hatch lurker, it would have came like 5-6 minutes earlier.
Right. All right. GG. Game 1 goes to Nesh. And I did check the replay folder before. I think we are in proper order this time.
But I mean that's just ZVT for you. It's just a brutal matchup at like every stage of the game, essentially. Like just very little things like a 4 Marine move out early game or what have you can just completely wreck your day.
Yeah, I mean, Zerg has, like, in my opinion, 2 very flimsy matchups. ZVZ and ZVT feel like they can both end in either direction just very suddenly.
Yeah, the big issue with ZVZ is that if like even like 2 lings get into your base when you're like unaware, the drones will just die so quickly.
It's why I could never get into ZVZ, man. Like, 2 lings, 4 lings get in, whatever, kill like 1 drone, and you're just like catastrophically behind. It's like crazy to me.
And I'm not going to say it's completely rock paper scissors, because when you do have like an inferior build, I mean, it's not like a 100% loss or something, but
it's hard.
It is one of the probably the most. It's either that or PvP that are the most like sort of rock paper scissors build order based matchups.
Yeah, I feel like ZVZ is more, it's worse than PvP, for sure. Like, PvP has bad, like, unlucky build orders where you're behind or something, but there's a lot of adjustments you can make when you've, like, lost the kind of gamble or whatever. There's still, like, it's still playable from a lot of bad positions. Whereas, like, in ZVZ, sometimes you get a bad roll and you're down, like, 2 drones with a kind of similar build or something, and then you just can't recover from that, it seems like.
Yeah, like if you go 12 pool and they go 12 hatch, like you're just behind in economy so and hard. The tech.
Yeah. That was actually exactly what it was, because I played 12 pool every time I played ZVZ on ladder. And I won like 8 games in a row because everybody went 9 pool. But then I played against other Zergs that started doing 12 hatch once I got the higher rank, and I was like, oh, I feel like this is unplayable.
Yeah, that's probably one of the hardest counters. And then there's like overpool or overgas versus 9 pool. It's like you're just they're basically the same builds, but you're behind economically and tech-wise. It's interesting that Nesh made this depot at his choke, but then didn't try to wall or anything. But stealing the Zerg's gas, wow, that's very interesting. I almost never see this.
It is really rare, but this is pretty, like, tough for Zerg, right? Because, like, you want pretty much all builds revolve around fast layer, especially a lot of
I would just I would just go 3-hatch from here,
Yeah,
which he is doing, and then take the natural gas.
Yeah, I guess with 12 hatch, yeah, sorry, let me backtrack a little bit. With 12 hatch, I guess it doesn't seem that bad at all. Because you're gonna have this natural gas at a decent time anyway, yeah.
But what I am surprised about is that he's making lings from his natural hatchery. Okay. But yeah, I don't know how old school of a player flying is. I assume he's played for quite a while because, you know, that's just the Brood War experience. So a lot of Brood War players have played for...
Right. If you haven't played for 20 plus years by now, you're not really a Brood War player yet.
But yeah, depending on when he started, he might not have too much experience playing a 3-hatch build. But I guess we'll have to see.
Well, the reaction says that he... Like, the reaction seems like a really proper reaction, so it must not be too uncomfortable.
Yeah, and I think there are some unusual situations that could arise from this sort of build, too. I mean, I know Nesh is an old school player, so he's probably very familiar with playing against 3-hatch builds in general.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, like, who knows what kind of weirdo cheeses flying might be able to come up with. You can... Well, the SCV scout getting in is unfortunate, but...
Well, what gives me hope this game is that Flying already has more drones than he had in the last game.
Yeah, and and there's no Den yet, so it's just going to be Muta. So he's going to just go 3-hatch Muta. Which might actually be good on this map in particular, because it seems like it's...
Oh, there's our Hydra Den.
Oh, wow, okay, that's pretty late.
Mm-hmm. That was the... Well, there's an SCV in my base, so I'm going to wait. Hydra Den.
Yeah. But the nice thing about 3-hatch 2 is that you can just drone to your heart's content. But this SCV is going to get in again! Oh no!
Yeah, this is going to
I'm actually really surprised he made so few lings, too.
So it gets the scout on the Hydra, which is going to be Lurker. I don't hate the late Hydra Den in some cases, because it does mean that, like, Nesh would be afraid of, like, he would suspect Muta, but at the same time, like, he could just get scanners and find it early enough if he delayed his...
He could always do a fake out, too, and just get, like, a late Den, but also get a Spire.
Yeah, that's kind of what I meant.
Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, another problem, though, is that the Den was late, and then also the Lurker aspect starting was kind of late. And this is a really precarious position for flying now. Oh, he's making an Evo already. That's interesting. So I assume with the Evo he's going to get a fast +1 carapace. Oh, I didn't even see that. Okay.
So I guess we're just going for Lurker drop.
Yeah, I guess he's going to get a fast +1 carapace, and he's just going to try to stay on Lair and just go like battle Zerg. Let's see, drone count is fairly healthy. Could use some more, like a couple more drones at his main, I think, but because even when you're going all in like this, like, he doesn't have a third, so he does want to be, like, very well saturated.
And Nesh scans a natural, sees the Lurkers morphing.
I'm surprised he only made 2 bunkers. But it was everything was so late for flying, I guess it's kind of a non-issue. Especially when he's already out on the map like this. It's so hard to play against Terrans when they know you're going Lurker.
Yeah.
Because, like, you know, it's almost impossible to, like, stop these Marines.
Yeah, well, it's like they come out and meet you all the time, right? And it's so hard to push your Lurkers through the Marines to get to the front.
They can just walk away.
Yeah.
So you need to just be a god and, you know, have lings backing it up, but it's really hard.
That's how you deal with it, guys. Just be a god.
Yeah. Yeah, just be really good. Did he get? No, he didn't get speed or anything for the Hydras. Oh my gosh, what are you doing?
Leading off a few Hydra there.
I guess he just didn't realize that those Marines were up there.
Yeah.
And he hasn't started Carapace yet. I wonder what his thought process was with this Evo. Maybe he was just trying to fake out Nesh and think that he wanted to fight like in the middle of the map.
Nesh has no clue what's going on right now. He just kind of scanned between the natural and third and didn't really see anything. Okay, no, I guess he did notice. He saw something, because we're building bunkers above our main now. Prepping for this. Actually scans and sees the Overlord's coming as well.
Oh, that hurts so badly. Oh my god. Yeah, I wasn't exactly sure how he scouted this, but I assume in one of his scans he saw an Overlord with speed, which is obviously a dead giveaway.
Yeah.
Man, that was a really unfortunate drop. That's about as bad as a drop can go. And yeah, there's really nothing left for Flying to do here. Gosh, I kind of wish he at least made like a fourth hatchery or something in his main.
Hmm.
And he did get Hydra upgrades, but it doesn't really matter.
Well, we're
This
getting
is-
the Queen's Nest. We're going for the Defiler, Lurker, and the natural play. Okay, I'm just gonna call GG.
Yeah, I mean,
I know it's not playable, but
yeah.
Flying was just saying that he never GG's on time, so... Really letting me down with a proper GG timing.
Oh, okay. I didn't see your chat messages until just now, Flying. Yeah, that's kind of a neat concept.
Yeah, it seemed like the scan tipped him off that the drop was coming, like, just in time.
Yeah, that was kind of like super lucky on Nesh's part, honestly, because he reacted like right on time. I think that would have. I don't know if that would have necessarily ended the game, but it would have obviously done a lot of damage if Nesh hadn't started making that bunker, and sniping those two Overlords is just brutal.
And now we are going into Moonrai versus Flying.
Brock Moon.
Brock
Interesting.
Moon. We are playing Terran this game.
Oh, does Moonray play other Moonray? Play
He's
other?
swapping between Protoss and Terran a lot.
Gotcha. Well, I can't blame him for wanting to play TVZ instead of PVZ.
True. I watched him play PVZ against Jimin, and he did one of the worst walls I've ever seen, where he did it like really far forward and he needed like 6 zealots to plug it. But he did it so that he could fit like 4 rows of cannons for the 973.
Oh my god.
And it actually, I mean, it worked, and then he actually beat him from there. So I was like, alright, maybe I'm playing Protoss wrong.
That's pretty funny. I thought Jimin always did like 2 hatch builds in ZVP.
He does 973 a lot. And like Ling All In, those are like his 2 main ones, I think.
Uh-huh. Did you watch that ASL game? I think it was in the round of 24, and it was like best, I think, against Hero on Citadel, I believe. But like best was just like spacing out or something when he made his wall. Like he went gate first, but he didn't make enough room for his forge to go
Oh,
underneath
yeah,
his gate.
yeah, I saw that, yeah.
It was like the worst wall I've ever seen in ASL.
When I see things
Or it
like
might have
that,
been against Action, but
it's a
sorry,
little
go
bit
on.
like cathartic, right? When you see the pros making like really silly mistakes like that even.
Yeah. I mean, Kind of, but also it's like, man, that early though. Even like C rank or D rank Protoss know how to make their walls, man.
Yeah, I will say, like, for that map, when he dropped it, I mean, because it's the pros, right? He dropped it, and I was like, that doesn't work, right? Like, I was like, how is he, like, what is he thinking? I can't wait to see what he's planning on with this wall. Like, that's where my thought goes, right?
Yeah, well, it was one of the first games that I'd seen on that map, because I haven't been watching that much Brood War. So I was like, is this just like a terrible map where you're like Protoss can't wall properly? Like, I thought maybe it was intentional too.
Yeah, there are like certain maps like Retro. Retro's a little bit more tricky to wall in certain spawns. Like, it's not as straightforward as I thought it was originally, but yeah, there's nothing fancy about Citadel really. It's pretty simple. That being said, I did mess up my wall a couple days ago in the bottom left spawn because I didn't know you could build on top of the like smaller bones, so I thought that was part of the wall. And I like left it open.
Yeah, I wouldn't have thought that you could build there either.
Pretty normal opening so far. We did get a 12 hatch again from flying.
Yeah, pretty standard from both players. Just a regular 2-racks. Well, wait. Where's Nash's Academy?
Moonrise?
Yeah, Moonrise, sorry. I think that's
starting it now.
That seems late, doesn't it? I mean,
I'm not 100% sure. It's been a while since I got brushed up on my TVZ, but it does seem a little bit late to me as well. We're gonna have like a fair amount of gas by the time this finishes.
Yeah, generally I think you start it before your gas, but.
He also went for this like little marine push, but this time flying did not make the sunken. Just staying with a few lings here and not reacting, like overreacting this time.
But he didn't even did he see it? Did he catch a whiff of it? I didn't notice.
Yeah, he lost a ling to it.
Oh, okay.
I will say one thing about Moonrai, and we're seeing it right here. He does have a tendency to cut a lot of workers. And he is down 2 workers right now. In this game.
That's interesting. You don't usually see that. And then he's making these early comm sets too. I guess he's just very paranoid. But then again, he's so far out.
Yeah, because he cuts workers, he ends up with this like really strong army early a lot of times in his games, and then if you can just kind of like withhold and get some counter damage, then the damage obviously means a lot more. So like if mutas are killing SCVs because his SCV count's already low, and like that's much more, but it does mean like this push is a little more scary than it would normally be. That being said, we got 2 sunkens coming and mutas finishing soon, so I think we're gonna be totally fine here.
Yeah, I was going to say though, man, if he waited until his medics were there, I feel like he could have actually just like ran past up the ramp.
Oh, maybe, yeah, maybe. But the mutas did hatch like by the time the medics would have got there.
Yeah, probably. He's going for Carapace, which is interesting. Generally speaking, if you're going to just like either go for a pure mute all-in or go for like a normal ZVT macro game, you get +1 weapons. So I'm wondering if he's going to try to go into like a Hydra Guardian type thing.
I've always wondered why is attack more preferred over... Is it just the extra value you get from the bounces as well? Is that like why you'd prefer the attack in this matchup?
Yeah, and I mean, the way I understood it, I don't know exactly why like everyone always pretty much goes +1 weapon now, but the one thing about +1 weapon is that when your +1 finishes and you have a stack of 11 mutas, you can 2-shot turrets.
Oh,
So it's really
okay.
good for harassing them in the base.
That was the other thing I was going to ask, was if there's some sort of breakpoint that comes with the +1 attack.
Um,
Yeah, I guess the 2 volley on the turrets is pretty big.
yeah, I think if you're going to be trying to like fight, so I'm not 100% sure on the theory of why you go Carapace +1 Carapace when you're going Hydra Guardian or Guardians in general, but I would guess that it's because Carapace is actually a little bit better if you're trying to constantly fight the Marines and avoid. Wow. Okay. That.
I also feel like, well, the +1 Carapace also would be really good against the Valkyrie, right?
Yeah, it's really good against Valkyrie, and it's good when you're just trying to fight Marines rather than turrets. I'm not really sure. I mean, that was. I feel like that was kind of a bad trade for flying, but
It looked not great, but the economy is not that good for Moonrai. Like we've gained 4
No.
SCVs since I last
Yeah.
talked about it.
yeah, I was going to say like flying hasn't really harassed the SCVs at all, but he only has 24 SCVs. It's kind of crazy. And given that he's so low SCV and he's making all these turrets, he's just now starting his factory. That's incredibly late. We do see a den going down, so a lurker starts immediately. So I guess this is just going to be another lair lurker all in, which can be very strong. And honestly, Moonrise tech is just so late that I think the mid game lurker all in has a pretty decent shot at doing significant damage.
Herb, thanks for the raid, dude. I appreciate it. And Pro Nogo, thanks for the follow, man. What's up, loser? What's up, everyone? Why are you so mean to me, man? I'm nothing but nice to you. Nothing but kind. I want you to Erdmon. So all of you Erdmon viewers in here, I want you to know. I've been a bit sick lately, right? Having some medical issues. Erdmon told me to go die. I want you to know that.
It's really disgusting behavior, honestly. I don't know why we keep letting these types of things slip in our StarCraft community, you know? You should really be
I mean it.
naming and shaming Urbon. We should be shunning him.
I wanted to play TVZ so bad and he rates the one who has TVZ on the broadcast. It's perfect. Alright, where are we at? So we're just making a bunch of lurkers, no Queen's Nest on the horizon here. Alright, have a good night, Arb. Appreciate the raid, man. I mean, the Bioforce is decent with +1, but I mean, with all the lurkers and stuff that have come out now, there's no risk here, I feel like, for flying.
Oh yeah, no, he's totally fine. I was actually surprised that he hasn't been trying to like pick off Marines more since his carapace is finished, but Moonrai is just kind of sitting there, and you never really want to try to fly into stationary Terran RP.
Yeah, once they're like in the ball like this, you
Yeah,
can't really touch them because you'll just be trading a muta per Marine. The medics
Oh
are
my
out of
God.
energy.
yeah. Oh, and they're out of energy, and they're also just standing out there for a second. I wish he'd sniped those. There's few things that are more satisfying than watching medics get sniped for free in ZVT.
Yeah, this bio's like in a really bad spot actually now. There's no energy here. Every stem is like permanent damage right now.
Yeah, and they're standing right by that ridge too.
Yeah.
I think he just wants to like bait him into going across the map so he can run through these lurkers.
Yeah.
Just like leaves, like shows him that he left. He's like, "Come on, come right in."
Moonrai, realizing there's not enough women in his life, queued up. What is this? 3, 4, 5, 6 medics there. Not bad.
But he's gonna go for a drop right as all these lurkers and hydras are coming. I wonder if he's going to wait for the range to finish for the hydras, or if he's just gonna go.
Yeah, going for the 2 dropships before the 2 vessels is incredibly aggressive, but maybe adjusting to
And
the lack of, like, he notices the meter count's not growing, right?
yeah, it's not, but there's still a decent amount of mutas on the map, right? So it's incredibly risky. But I mean, how is he going to deal with all this? This is a crazy amount of
Yeah,
lurkers.
there's a lot of lurker here. We have 1 siege tank, 1 bunker. We do have this drop though, dropping off in the main base. Gonna get a ton of damage here. There's nothing here to defend, so we're gonna lose this whole
Yeah,
middle
this
line.
main is just going to die, but it looks like Moonrise is just going to die. So
Yeah, the
I
game
guess
plan
it's
is
kind of a non-issue. Oh my gosh, all these lurkers in the back though. This is the most frustrating thing about trying to do like lurker all-ins, is just how hard it is to like make sure, you know, you have to constantly being like unburrowing and reburrowing.
Mm-hmm. Vessels come out, but one's immediately gonna pop, and I mean, I guess. Well, Moonrise right-clicked on top of this hatchery, so right, we actually might be able to get this army. Okay, a little bit out of range of the sunken now, but lurkers coming in at the natural. But I mean, the biggest issue is that Moonrise could never kill what Zerg has on the field.
Yeah. I mean, he's obviously doing really significant damage to flying, but I mean, flying is just going to kill him. There's nothing that he can do to stop this now. It's got to be pretty tilting as Terran to like see that you did that much damage and then still
Die.
die anyway. But
Yeah.
that's what it feels like to be a Zerg player.
And flying, bringing back all these extra hydras, morphing a ton of lurkers here on the high ground. Just gonna make sure he doesn't get finished off by this. Unironically, kind of close to getting eliminated if he didn't secure this base, so good thing he didn't just completely ignore the situation here.
I mean, it takes guts to like just go in when there's 2 dropships in your base and like killing all your bases. Ooh, leaves without a GG too.
I just forgot.
Damn.
Forgot the GG. It's fine. It happens to the best of it.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely just a little brain fart there.
Alright, looks like Moonride does play Protoss for this next match. On Apocalypse, though, I actually really don't like PvZ on Apocalypse. Especially against a player like Flying.
Do you know anything about how Flying plays EVP?
So the 2 things I've seen from Flying is he likes to do kind of a speedling all-in, which is why I think this map is dangerous against Flying. And he likes to do kind of like Muta all-ins. Like Muta rush, kind of semi-commit to the Muta, like looking to get a bunch of damage, that kind of thing.
Like 2-hatch Muta is something that I haven't practiced in ZVP, but I would really like to start playing it and like incorporate it into my like bag of builds at some point, because
Yeah. 2-hatch Muta is stressful, man, when you're a Protoss, because you kind of have that fear that if you can't get confirmation but you're not scanning a third, it's like, is he 2-hatch Muta me, or is there a hidden third somewhere and he's just playing macro? Is it going to be like a weird third into like a 973? Like, if you can't get confirmation of the lair and they're playing 2-hatch, like 2-base Muta, it's really uncomfortable.
Or it could also, I mean, there's other options for just 2-hatch too. I mean, it could be 2-hatch Hydra.
Yeah.
It could be 2-hatch Hydra with drop. I mean, it's really, yeah, like you said, if you don't have really accurate scouting information, it's like incredibly hard for Protoss to deal with.
Yeah. One of the reasons I don't like this map is because I feel almost forced into playing Forge Expand, so I've been practicing it a lot more lately. Because trying to gate expand and not let lings inside your main base is basically impossible. Like, if it's just overflow 6 lings, you cannot stop the lings from getting inside.
Yeah, it's not like you can block the ramp with a probe and a zealot or
Yeah.
something.
So we are doing Forge here, and Moonrise did do the proper like scouting. Saw the Overlord, I think, or I guess we did go all the way up here, and then turned back around, had the other probe coming out.
I'm actually, so like you're saying, is this the correct position for the Forge? I'm actually not really sure how you're supposed to wall at this position.
Yeah, this is fun.
Oh, okay.
Okay, Moonrise not quite optimizing, but that is semi-expected. He's not really a Protoss player. The 2 cannons against Sixling is fine. Actually, was this 9 pool? Maybe this was 9 pool.
Yeah, no, this is 9 pool.
Yeah, my bad. Yeah, this is actually correct.
Trick.
Yeah, my bad. Okay, so actually this is totally fine by Moonrise. I personally prefer making the 2 cannons. Some people say that you should just pull the probes and like block, but I hate doing that because the probes will have to sit there forever while you wait for a
Yeah, and you'll end up losing more than 100.
Yeah, it's just not worth it.
Probably, anyway.
So anytime I see Sixling, I immediately do the 2nd cannon.
Yeah, I mean, and it's not like the 2nd cannon is not going to be useful later on anyway.
Yeah. I mean, like, worst case, like, it delays your Nexus a little bit, or if you did 13 Nexus, then it delays your gas a little bit, but it's more painful, I think, for the Zerg to lose that extra drone than it is for you to make that extra cannon.
Yeah, and it's also more painful if you don't make it and then die.
True. Nothing more painful than death in StarCraft.
Yeah. In real life, it's actually just a sweet release.
That's why I felt like I should clarify. We're not promoting that on my stream. Don't demonetize me again, YouTube.
Going for a very early a second gateway before gas. This is interesting.
Oh, second gate before gas. Okay.
But then flying is also. I find it very interesting that he made his 3rd hatchery as natural rather than at a 3rd.
Yeah, I feel like there's.
Oh my god.
Not much reason for that. Oh, that's a wall on the top. That's funny. So that probe actually gets killed here.
And he didn't. I don't think Moonrise knows whether or not flying actually does have a 3rd. So this might look like some sort of like 4 or 5 hatch before gas to him.
That's true. Actually, he did not confirm a 3rd. Ironically,
I'm actually surprised he didn't look for a 3rd at all.
It's ironic, but I was just gonna say it. It's really ironic that the 2nd gate placement, if you wanted to hide it, is one of the worst places to put it because you're expecting an Overlord to be floating here, but because there's not, this 2nd gate's actually hidden right now.
Yeah, or if he was just like a little more forward with his lings, he might be able to see it.
What's up, Least?
Go, what's up, Least?
Yeah, it's one of those hidden in plain sight moments. But flying does see like the super late core, which is gotta be throwing him off a little bit, but we're only moving out with 3 zealots with a 4th kind of staggering behind, so we went 2 gate. Yeah, that's what I was gonna say, flying. Like, obviously you knew something was wrong because this core is so late.
Yeah. That's insanely late. And then it's so strange that he's going in with these zealots. I mean, this is basically like, as far as I'm concerned, this is game over. I mean, like, Moonrise isn't going to get any damage done with these zealots. His tech is so fucking late. And it's just completely toothless now. Like, I'm wondering why he didn't wait for kind of a more critical mass. But I guess he just had to go because, like Flying said, and you pointed out, he got the Overlord into the main and he saw the late tech, so... Yeah,
we were still rallying the zealots one at a time into these lings as well. You still want those to buffer against anything coming. Like, even if you... Like, I don't know that he confirmed Hydra. I don't think he... Well, I guess he did because we're trying to make extra cannons now, but our Sim City is hurting our cannons a lot.
He had a zealot die to the Hydras.
Gotcha.
It passed the wings and went into the natural and died to them. The like painful part for Moonrise, these cannons are not like the layout for his natural is just really poor for getting
Yeah,
an
we can't
adequate
fit
amount
enough
of cannons. But it does look like he's going to be able to hold this.
He almost needs to kill his gateway on the right side so I can make cannons.
Yeah. It's just painful because, like, that pylon, the first pylon, like, there's no room for, like, 2 rows of cannons there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, not being able to double up on the cannon row is rough.
Oh, wow, okay. I thought something was up. I figured Flying had both Hydra upgrades by now, but he's
Those
still
ranges
working
very
on
late,
the
yeah.
Hydra range. Man, this is interesting. And you don't see games like this very often where you just go a straight 2-base Hydra all in.
It's
That is so many cannons, though.
a weird way to do it. Is I guess the hatchery at the natural is just to make it a little more confusing. Hydra gonna move in. Here
Man,
comes the
and
probe pool. But
There's so few probes, too.
yeah,
But I mean, he's definitely going to hold this. I mean, even with his poor cannon, like, placement, I don't know. This seems like impossible for Zerg to break with just Hydras alone.
yeah. Yeah, I mean, the
But I
game
guess,
state's not great for flying, I guess. Like, we're still going Hydra right now. We have nothing else behind this. We don't have a third to, like, drone into as well.
yeah, I almost wish he would just stop mining gas for a little bit and go mine more minerals at his natural. But I do like this, though. I mean, you know, when the first Hydra bust doesn't work, just keep making Hydras. And, like, he knows Moonrai doesn't have a Sarah or anything. There's no scouting information whatsoever. Moonrai hasn't even started his Templar Archive yet.
Yeah, there's no archives
This
coming.
insanely late Templar Archive, so there really is no problem with just continuing to go Hydras.
Yeah, well, here we come in again. We did kill off one cannon, killing the zealots here in the front, and I think this might actually be able to start pressing through here. We're going to start cleaning up cannons. And now the probe pool's coming. There's going to be 3 cannons left. Looks like it's just barely going to push them back for now, but there's more Hydra coming.
Yeah, there's more Hydras coming, and like I said, you know, he still has not even started his Templar Archive. And now that Flying has broken through, and he can kind of just like claim this area in the front where all these previous cannons were, there's really no recourse for Moonrai other than to like make a bunch of cannons like way back, but those won't be very effective. So I think Flying can actually, like, I think he's made it happen, honestly. He just holds this territory and keeps pumping Hydras. And, I mean, he does have a lot of gateways now. I think, yeah, so Zealot speed is finished, but, I mean, at a certain point, when you have, like, a critical mass of Hydras, like, it doesn't really matter how many Zealots you have.
Yeah.
And he can't even mine from this Nexus now. So this is like a 1-base Protoss with no Templar Archives at 10 minutes.
Yeah, just putting pressure on the Nexus now, not feeling too overeager to walk into the cannons. Zealots are going to come out with this single Dragoon here and kind of move command on top of those Hydras, getting a little bit of a surround. A little bit of kiting here from Flying, and that's kind of the thing about the Hydra versus the Zealots. You do have that additional kiting potential. So even though it's a lot of gateways, with proper micro, the Hydras are just always going to trade well against these Zealots. And like Flying could just keep doing this. Like there's no reason for him to change this up at this point. Just the 2 hatch, just keep pumping Hydra. We know the Protoss is on 1-base mining right now. We see that there's 5th Zealots coming still, so it's just like, yeah, just keep doing this.
And every time Moonrai like resets his army like this, it just gives Flying like the green light to just like keep going, because like the only way that he could beat a Hydra army is if he had like as many Zealots as Hydras.
Right.
But that's not going to happen anytime soon.
And also just having no upgrade on the Zealots makes a big difference. Not having the +1 attack means that it's taking 1 additional hit to kill the Hydra as well. And with that cannon going down, the Nexus going down, we're basically just 5 gate, 1 base Protoss against 2 base Hydra.
He has so few probes. I'm still just flabbergasted, though, that he hasn't even started a Templar Archive.
Yeah, he actually just quit mining gas and made only Zealots.
Which, I mean, fair, because he doesn't really have anything to spend the gas on.
Mm-hmm.
And, yeah, I don't think this is it. I mean...
Yeah, this is definitely it. There's
Wow.
no way out for Moonrai here.
This is crazy. This is like a really old school style of ZVP.
I like it. Moonrai and Flying giving us a couple weird games to watch here. Question. You pretty much all in every game.
Question one.
Flying hits him with the yes. There is no shame here.
Amazing. I fucking love it.
Alright, Flying taking the 2-0
That's
win
fucking
over
awesome,
Moon.
dude. I fucking love you, Flag.
That's what we like to see. Alright, so we have Nesh with the 2-0 over Flying, and Flying with the 2-0 over Moon. So now we're gonna get Moon versus Nesh. And it looks like the first game at least is gonna be a TVP.
Oh, thank God. Okay. Yeah, I was really worried that we were going to have to cast TVTs because,
yeah.
one, I do not know anything about TVT, and two, I find TVT to be incredibly boring.
Damn. Alright, I'm gonna go and get this started, but I'm gonna step away for a second, let Keen talk to you guys for a minute here. I'm gonna take a restroom break, but we got a little bit to go still, so I'm just gonna keep this running.
Damn, I was hoping that I would be able to step away for a second, but now that I got put on the spot, I have to stay here. Okay, so we got Nesh in the top right, Yellow Terran, we got Moonrai, Red Protoss, top left. Let me just open the diplomacy map and reveal the entire map here. I've watched all the ASL games, but I feel like I usually, like, even if I'm watching alone, I don't watch the PVTs, and if I watch with friends, my eyes usually just like glaze over and roll into the back of my head when I'm watching non-Zerg matchups. So I don't really know that much about how this map is. I know that there's like a lot of buildable terrain, so like it's like slow pushes can kind of be kind of effective for Terran. But it's also like very wide open. I mean, it's pretty much like a bog standard map, really. Maybe like the most standard, potentially balanced map in the current pool, I think. But yeah, I'll be interested to see how this pans out. I do know Nesh is like kind of an old school player, so I could totally see him kind of going for like an old school, like sort of slow push with just a bunch of like built like depots and turrets along the map. We'll have to see. Very standard openings from both players so far. I'm curious too to see more of Moonrai's Protoss, because before this session I thought that Moonrai was like solely a Terran player. So I'm wondering if he's like roughly equal skill with both races. Kind of like a, you know, solid like A-rank player. I believe that Nesh has been fairly active lately. And he seems fairly strong.
Okay,
So I would probably give Nesh the advantage. Oh, okay. What's up?
I've returned if you need to step away.
Yeah, I'm just gonna I'm gonna get a cup of water real quick.
Okay. Alright. What are we looking at here? Looks like probably a normal opener for Moonrai. Imagine we're going to start range since we're still on gas. We're probably going to be at 23 Nexus. Or we're going to go 21 Nexus, but we're going to keep 3 on gas. We're going to be overmining gas a fair amount here.
Oh, so while you were away, I was like thinking out loud, wondering about Moonrise like Protoss level. Is he roughly like? Do you think he's like roughly equal skill with both races, or?
I would say his Protoss is it's a bit worse. Like, let me put it this way. My Terran has never beat a Protoss over 2k, but I beat Moonrise Protoss. But his Terran beats my Protoss a fair amount of the time.
Mm-hmm.
So I would say his Terran's a lot better than his Protoss.
Gotcha. I wonder what his.
What?
Oh, I wonder what his reasoning is then for not just going Terran.
He probably just hates PvT.
Yeah, I guess so. I thought he was purely a Terran player before.
He just recently started the Protoss thing. But like an example, I was actually just talking about this a little bit. An example of like him not being like well versed in Protoss. We went for a 21 Nexus, but we kept 3 on gas the whole time. So we ended up taking a 21 Nexus when we were like floating 400 gas.
Mm-hmm.
So this is like really suboptimal.
When are you supposed to take probes off the gas when you go 21 Nexus?
I don't know the exact timing, but I kind of just do everything by ear. I'm really bad about specific builds, but I just kind of like optimize my mining as it like looks like I need it, basically.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, like
that's
with 21
something I always
Nexus, you're doing 1 Dragoon and delaying range, so you don't need like nearly as much gas income for that.
Oh, gotcha. You delay range as well. That's interesting. I didn't realize that. Yeah, when I'm playing Zerg, just in general, I try to like balance things out too, because it just really bothers me whenever I have like no minerals, but I have like 900 gas or whatever.
Right. In certain matchups, it's fine. Like PvZ, obviously, like if you're overmining gas, it's fine. Like you're supposed to take that early gas, and if you're pulling like 700, 800, then it's fine, right?
Yeah. Or in ZVZ, where you're just gonna go like, just gonna keep making mutas until you run out of gas.
Yeah, exactly. All that being said, though, I do feel like a Terran player playing Protoss is probably not too bad PvT, the same way my TVP is my best Terran matchup, right? Because you just know the reverse side of it so well that it's not an uncomfortable thing to swap over.
Yeah, I feel like Terran and Protoss are definitely more like interchangeable skill sets than like Terran and Zerg or Protoss and Zerg.
Right.
Because they like just purely from like managing the economy, it's like Zerg is completely different.
Yeah, when I would beat Protosses with my Zerg, I couldn't do it until I stopped to think about it, and my entire thought process was, okay, we're gonna walk these into the mine. My entire thought process was, what do I hate when Zergs do like it to me? So I would open Hydra and then do like a 20 muta swap out of nowhere, and I won like every time doing this.
Damn, I'm jealous. I'm so bad at muta swaps.
It would kill me all the time when I was like first. I was still kind of like a ladder newbie, so like it's not an issue now like it was back then, but yeah. No Gen.
Oh god, Jin, get out of here. How can you talk about how bad Brood War is and
hey, what's up,
mention
man?
fucking StarCraft 2? Ozzy, what's your favorite type of pizza?
Where was this on?
Please ask what your favorite type of pizza is.
Oh,
Dude,
Like
Lisa's already
toppings?
preparing. He's like, keen to get fucking smoked. So like,
I hope so. I've been craving pizza all week, man. Topping wise, I'm a very simple guy when it comes to pizza. I'm a pepperoni only kind of guy.
yeah, I do love pepperoni, but combination I tried recently, it's not like particularly novel or anything, but like spinach and like diced tomatoes on top
Hmm.
with like feta cheese, so it's like a Greek style pizza.
Spinach and feta cheese does go really well together.
Yeah, like on top of regular cheese too, so it's like extra cheese. It's not just feta.
Yeah. Sounds amazing. But I don't like green on my pizza. I feel like it ruins it. If I'm gonna eat unhealthy, let me commit.
Yeah. I don't mind like jalapenos or spinach or anything, but like one thing I absolutely despise on pizza is bell peppers.
Yeah, I hate it, man. I agree.
It took me a long time. Like when I was a kid, I really hated bell peppers in any kind of fashion, unless they were like in a stew and they were cooked down, so you could like barely notice them. Now I can like tolerate them, but it's still like it's a texture and consistency thing for me.
Hmm. This is a very aggressive fourth base from Moonrai. You would never normally see this, I
Yeah.
feel, in PvT.
Yeah, very strange. And he's still on fairly low gateway count, right? So it's like
Yeah,
I was thinking
it's- 6 is fine, but like if you scout the 5 fact, it just kind of depends what you've seen, I guess. Like in this case, if he had full information, like he would see 5 fact, you would see science vessel, stuff like that. So it's like unlikely you're going to be getting pushed. You're not like super like pressured to get the gateways yet. Like taking a 4th and then doing the gateway explosion right behind the 4th wouldn't be a problem. I just really dislike this gate or this 4th base. Like,
yeah. Well, I guess what my thought where I was trying to go with this was like, if he is taking this fourth. I mean, I don't know. Yeah, it is weird. It's like I was going to say maybe he was going to do like some sort of like gateway man all in or something.
yeah, you're definitely kind of forcing yourself to posture very aggressively to defend this base.
But it looks I don't know. Now he's going Stargates.
We have a dropship coming in for the natural, but there's already army here, so shouldn't do too much damage. I think does get 3 probes with that volley, so not too bad. And another 2 there.
Oh my god, he misses the 4th though. That's crazy. But this 4th isn't even saturated right now. It's like yeah. It's just a stone's throw away from Terran, and
It's one of those bases that might work because you would never take this. Like, it's such a weird base to take that he probably won't scout it forever unless he just accidentally runs into it.
yeah.
Like, Terran or Protoss for sure normally would want their 4th and 5th being bottom left.
Oh, he has 2 engineering bays. That's interesting. I guess
Well, that
he
must have been a mistake, yeah. Or thought
Or maybe
this
he
one was
thought the
gonna
first one
die.
was gonna die.
Yeah. Okay, pushing out with this +1 army here. We do have double armory going right now.
Oh my god, the probes are so close to getting scouted.
No 3rd CC started yet, but 11 minutes isn't like too abnormal. I feel like 5 fact into like an 11-minute there, it's not too weird. I think this is like relatively normal. We're gonna take it on location. It's maybe like a little bit late, but it's not too bad.
Yeah, well, what I'm confused about is why move out with these tanks like this if you're just now starting the 3rd? I mean, wouldn't it be safer if he was at least a little farther back?
Yeah, this is definitely semi-aggressive here. Like, if you wanted to just defend, you would be using the, yeah, you'd be using the, kind of the inside of this little funnel area here. He's out
So-
in a position where it's kind of ideal for a Protoss, actually.
Mhm. We do see that he's going for carrier now.
Hmm.
Which, it's kind of interesting. I feel like this is probably a fine map for carrier, but maybe not the best considering how open it is. But I was going to ask, because you were talking about Citadel and how it's kind of painful for PvT earlier. How do you feel about carriers on Citadel?
It's okay. There's not really a lot of dead space for the carrier, so it doesn't really seem that good either. I actually just watched a game today where DeWalt tried going carrier against Gypsy on Citadel and ended up losing. And yeah, it seems okay. I mean, carrier is like never really bad, right? There's no such thing as a bad map for carrier, but
Yeah.
yeah, I'm not totally sold on. I don't know. I'd have to think about it a little bit more. I think shuttle style might be how you need to play Citadel, because there's like so many ridges and everything, but
Wow, I am shocked that that went so poorly.
yeah, I
for
kind of
Nesh.
wasn't even paying attention. I didn't think Moon was going to be busting this, so I wasn't really talking about it that much. But I actually bust through it while going carriers behind this. So
Yeah,
this is
that's devastating.
worst case scenario for Nesh right now.
I thought Nesh was in such a stronger position. Okay, at least these two A-Bays are going to delay the goose.
I saw we had the second
Um,
eBay. Goodbye time for the CC. That is something
And
that
I-
Nesh could have done that would have made a big difference too, is if you have like your eBay and barracks and stuff floating in front of those armies, it is so hard for Protoss to push through because their goons want to shoot the buildings the entire time.
Yeah. Yeah, stuff like that is so annoying.
Like it really can make the entire difference. Like if he has two buildings floating in front of the army, that goes from a losing fight to probably a crushing fight in his favor. Well, now Nesh is just now landing his third to mine from it, and we're gonna have carriers 3 and 4 popping out soon, which now with this 12 o'clock base having carriers here doesn't seem so bad because you can pivot from this to Nesh's natural like so easily. I feel
Yeah,
like carrier
I
is very
mean-
strong on this map as well, though. Like, there's so much dead space in the sides.
Sorry, what did you say? What was
Like
wrong with this?
12, 3, 6, and 9. Those spots
Oh,
there have so
oh,
much
oh.
dead space that it like carriers can be so powerful in this map, I think.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, well, we
And
see
this
the
is probably-
12 o'clock base now.
This is probably like a good position for Moonride to like go carriers as well, because he can pretty much like harass the natural with like impunity.
Yeah, exactly. Nesh finally finds this 12 o'clock base, and his vultures were running around bottom left because he just assumed that Moonride would have these bases by now, not realizing this was the base he was missing the entire game. So probably completely misreading a situation. Probably why he took such a slow third even, was seeing Moonrise stay on 3 bases for so long.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Because there's like
Yeah,
really
it-
strong like 3 base all-ins that Protoss can do, where it's like an 11-minute max on like tons of zealots. That's meant
Oh,
purely
yeah.
for busting when they're taking their third.
Yeah, that makes sense. I think I've seen Rain play like completely standard Arbiter style and still 11-minute max.
Yeah, when I watch the pros doing that, it makes me feel so bad. Like my standard max timing of I'm teching is around 13 minutes, and that's when I feel like I'm doing pretty good. That's like my average, like a good pace. And then, yeah, I see like the pros maxing at 11 with like 2 arbiters, and I'm like, what am I doing with my life?
Yeah. Yeah, I remember, I think it was Sugo, one of the NMPL Protosses, he was getting coached by, like, Kala, and he was saying, like, Kala is, like, a semi-pro, he's, like, obviously a very strong, like, 2500, 2600, like, S-rank Protoss, who makes a bunch of tutorials on YouTube, and Sugo is, like, obviously really good, too, he's, like, 2300, 2400 Protoss, but, like, the first lesson like Kala was going over with him is like he's just saying like your probe production is just awful, like you need to and it's like, you know, Sugo is obviously like still constantly producing probes, but he'd just be off by like, you know, a second or two on each cycle, and
Right.
Kala would be like, yeah, you need to get your shit together, man, like this sucks.
It makes a huge difference, for sure. I mean, that was like how I made my career on BGH, was just pro production, like worker production in general.
hmm
And just out macroing people. But now I'm playing with other good players or not even other good players, actual good players, and I realized that I suck.
Yeah. These carriers are just going to town on the natural. I mean, this is a scary counter push, but I feel like.
Yeah.
Well, actually, it's fewer carriers than I expected, and he's just like not really microing them too much.
The storm's hitting everything just enough to not quite kill anything.
Yeah, but everything is very softened up.
Yeah, the carriers will come clean this up now. And like any trading is good for Moonrai. Like none of his mining's been interrupted at all. He stopped the natural mining. The main is mined out from Nesh. Nesh is literally on just 1 base eco right now against at least 3 and a bit here for Moonrai. You've seen Best max at 1030 with Storm. That's crazy, man. We're doing Group B tonight. I'll go ahead and post it here. Which was Flying, Nesh, and Moonrai. This is a 1v1 like individual tournament. This is not normal K-League. Part of my problem is I lose my voice so easily when I'm like talking and casting.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
How have you been feeling anyway?
I'm okay. It's a little bit better. It's like manageable. I'm probably gonna have to wait a few months before I can get to a doctor, but I'm not like struggling to breathe anymore.
Yeah, I live in a very rural area with pretty shitty fucking healthcare, so I can kind of understand.
Yeah.
But yeah, these carriers on this ridge, oh my god, it
It's just
this
so
must
annoying.
be so frustrating to deal with this.
Yeah, you can't dislodge them, right? They have so much space to retreat back into. That being said, we're not quite watching, so we're gonna lose one of the carriers at least. If we were targeting, these are very low HP.
Yeah, he is being pretty kind of complacent with these. I mean, carrier macro is really hard. You have to be like really paying attention to them, but he is kind of wrecking the ground army here. And even though he's not paying attention to the carriers at all, and 2 of the carriers have gone down, he's still just sitting there and doing damage. And Nesh has lost so many SCVs, he just has nothing. He has no mineral. Moonrai is rich as hell. Like he doesn't care if he loses this army because he could just instantly remake it.
Yeah, that's really not that bad for him. Nesh did finish his bottom left CC, but it's hard to imagine he's ever going to be able to safely get SCVs down there. Plus, we're only on 35 SCVs anyway.
Yeah, he doesn't even have the SCVs to saturate it if he wanted to.
I'm going to try and send them down. Oh, okay, we're going to this base on the right side. I see. Well, Nesh trying to move out. These carriers still being incredibly annoying in the natural. Did remake a couple more. Just 2 Stargate carrier pump harass the natural while building normal ground army at the same time.
And I just noticed a little while ago, but I didn't see earlier, but he has 2 forges, so his upgrades are quite good.
Yeah, working on our 3-3 now.
I mean, I know that armor isn't super significant in PvT, but, you know, it certainly doesn't hurt.
Yeah, it helps some. I actually really like turns that go 3 armor against the carrier, though, because that does make a big difference. Not as much against like the ground and storms and everything, obviously, but against the carrier, that extra armor does help a ton. And these carriers actually have no armor upgrades, it's just +2 attack. They are very squishy to these Goliath.
This is really weird. My game is kind of bugging out. I have this... My mini-map is like glitched. It's showing me that there's still units at 12 o'clock above Nesh's natural.
Oh, really?
It's just like an artifact.
Huh. Looks like the bottom left CC died to 4 zealots.
Yeah, I mean, Nesh also found the 6 o'clock Nexus, killed that, but I don't think it really makes much of a difference because there's a 40 worker disparity now, 110 supply disparity.
It reminds me of the very first day that I ever tried Terran on ladder. I was playing a TVP against some like 1900 toss, which was like way outside of my league for day 1. And it was on Eclipse, and we were playing for like 20 something minutes or something. And then I like did like my last fight and like lost the fight and left or whatever. And then someone in my chat was like, typical Terran player, so entitled they never leave a game that they can't win. I'm like, it's my first ever TVP, man.
I'm just trying to learn.
GG. Game 1 goes to Moonrise Protoss. Yeah, definitely that third or fourth base, sorry. I feel like definitely threw Nesh off.
And yeah, I mean, I guess it's not a surprise that he didn't scout it because, like you said, it's so unusual. But man, he was so close with his vultures. If he was just like a little bit more forward with him,
Yeah.
If he saw that probe transferred there, like he probably would have just instantly won the game. Because like you said, Moonrise build was kind of like poorly optimized, so he was kind of slow to start. But once he was able to get that base saturated and just kind of get the steam going, he just like ran away with it.
There's stream lag? I didn't drop any frames. Anyone else confirm? Is my stream lagging? Ugh, not TVB, and the colors are very similar here.
Yeah, that's pretty annoying. Gray and white. I didn't even know you could get gray.
Nesh didn't see it. Oh, they're talking about the yeah, the 12 o'clock base.
Yeah. Did Moonrai ask him, or is this just like unsolicited?
He maybe have talked about it in the lobby before or something.
Oh yeah, probably.
Already the first pylon placement's a little bit weird from Moonrai.
Yeah, I don't know if I really like this. I mean, it seems kind of awkward in terms of like future gateway placement, but I guess it's fine. Wow, that's a strange,
It's very strange.
Gateway too.
Huh. I don't know what we're thinking there.
Well, like you said, maybe he's a little new to Protoss, so
Yeah.
a little unrefined.
Yeah, I think that's what it is. Like and this is like pretty common for every Protoss player, doesn't really have like the builds or like the early game like concepts and stuff like hashed out. But once you get to like mid and late game, like everybody can play Protoss, right? Just make stuff and control space and.
Well, hey, you said it, not me. Protoss is definitely my far better second race.
Yeah,
my Terran is like C, D rank.
We went for an interesting zealot timing. I think we cut a probe. I wasn't quite really paying attention, but instead of a 13 zealot, or a 14 zealot, I mean, we did a 13 zealot. So it might be like a few seconds faster. I don't know, like the typical timing. I think it's like maybe a few seconds sooner. But
do you think that would make a difference?
I don't think that would ever be worth it, and I can't think of any situation where you'd want to do that. Because you're already going to have to cut a probe anyway, going 14 zealot, so just getting that probe out a little bit sooner seems better than getting that zealot out a couple seconds sooner. Like, it's not like you're going to get there and they're going to have like an entire marine less or something, you know?
Yeah. some like god tier timing. Like, gratefully killed the Marine like 3 seconds faster and just loses the game. It's nice to get a little bit of damage on that Marine with the probe, but
Yeah, with like proper moving shots, you can actually get that very low. Nesh does target the probe right away, which is good. Good pull on the SCV as well. So, pretty good opening defense here for Nesh, and he's up 4 workers right now, and even gets the eBay block on the natural. This is like very frustrating when you're tossed, because when you're doing the Zealot opener, you want to be going across the map to harass. But it does mean that at some point, you're going to be floating a bunch of money not being able to start your Nexus.
yeah, like this is when I do play PvT, this is like the issue that I always run into whenever I try to go like aggressive with Zealots. Like something like that'll happen, or like if I just can't immediately do damage, I'm just like lost. I don't know what the fuck I'm supposed to do from that position.
Yeah, I've got to the point where I stopped doing this. CC is really late. We're floating a ton of money.
But
Nash, can we
he
please start
crushed that. Like he seems like he's way far ahead now, right?
Yeah,
Well, it looks like we're
ahead.
going for some sort of proxy though.
And we might just be going some sort of one base, yeah.
Oh my god, he's being so like lackadaisical with this. One single Dragoon too. It's like, man, he could just go forward with. Well, I guess those two Marines are really damaged.
Yeah, but still, like you can just kill those.
He's gonna go in now.
Ideally, you lead with the healthier Marine, but it's fine.
Yeah. But man, is this just gonna die?
Yeah. It's,
Oh, he's going 2 proxy gateways too. Wow, this is
okay, we're just full committing here.
this is fucking. I find it so funny that he's like asking Flying, like, do you just all in every game, and then he does some shit like this.
We'll
I mean,
see.
to be fair, he doesn't all in every game, but this is a very fucking all in build.
It's extremely all in, yeah.
From like a disadvantageous position as well.
We're making a lot of vultures. We're supply blocked on this tank, waiting for our CC, which is so far away. Wait, this is actually really bad for Nesh. Our tank is going to be unbelievably late, and we're going vulture speed, not mines.
Oh, interesting, yeah. Wow.
Wait, we
Vulture
canceled.
speed.
We canceled the tank as well. Now we're part of it. I think we're just dead. Like this.
Wow, that's
Yeah,
crazy.
We're just dead.
I thought, like 2 minutes ago, I thought there was no way that Moonrai could win. Oh my god. Okay.
The
Well,
vulture
fucking-
speed and then the supply block. It's like worst case
why would
scenario.
you go vulture speed?
I'm not sure. Yeah, we're just dead. There's no way
That's
around
crazy.
it. I have my replay thing up the whole time, so I guess we also know that way, but whatever. My bad.
Sref saying this is a standard response to the eBay block. No, I don't know what the standard response to the eBay block is, but it's definitely not proxy 3 gate, Sref.
Alright. So, everybody getting mad except for flying, which is great.
Vlad's just enjoying life, just all owning every game, not caring in the world. Who gives a fuck, man?
Hey, what's up, Civilian? Haven't seen you in a while. Alright, so what we ended up having here was Moonrai beats Nesh 2-0, Nesh beats Flying 2-0, Flying beats Moonrai 2-0. So we have a 3-way tie, so they ended up having to do tiebreaker games until we had someone come out on top. So we have some extra games here for you guys. Wrong one. Ugh. Isn't that exciting? More StarCraft.
Oh, sorry, I was
It's not okay.
checking password. Come on. Okay, there you go. Ooh, Polypoid again. See, I'm not the only one who, well, Exit and I aren't the only ones who just...
I think the
pay attention to
tiebreakers were actually supposed to be on Polypoid.
Oh, really? Okay. Well,
Yeah.
I guess Exit and I are just assholes.
I blame mostly Exit because he also had Voodoo and Claim on Polypoid.
Yeah, actually, now that I think about it, I did ask him, like, what is the first map? And he says, like, I don't know, just do Polypoid.
Really funny coming from Exit because every time someone asks a question about information, his response is, just read, dude.
Really? That is... I never noticed that, but that is a funny fucking
He says it all the
response
time, yeah.
Why don't you just learn how to fucking take a screenshot, dude?
Alright, so the question is, will Nesh get his revenge against Moon? I will say, I do like this map for Terran. The only thing being that the third base not having the extra gas does kind of suck, but it's so easily defensible for Terran.
Sure, you could do like this sort of like fucking like Mass Factory, Mass Vulture, like with a quick third, like mineral only sort of thing, or you could just. I mean, it's kind of the same reason why I like it. ZVP is like it just feels so comfy when you just get that little like quadrant of the map all to yourself, and you have 4 bases, and it's like so comfy. Like I got my quadrant of the map down, and you know I can just fucking macro to my heart's content.
I guess they're changing latencies. Yeah, that's kind of the thing for Terran is like you get that third base like pretty easily, and then you can like pivot that into a really easy 4th base as well. And I guess it feels pretty similar for Zerg.
Yeah, that's why I love ZVP too. I mean, like my favorite unit is the Muta, just because micro Mutas is so fun. But my favorite matchup is by far ZVP because it's like the only matchup where you can just like really macro from like the very beginning, and it just feels so good to like get so many drones and make so many units.
I didn't know that you believe in macro.
Yeah, well, I'm pretty rusty and inactive, so I mean, I do have a reputation as a cheeser, but honestly, like when it comes to ZVP, I'm generally not that cheesy. ZVT, I will fucking try to like any chance that I get, but
Yeah.
and then ZVZ doesn't really count as all in because that's
it's just ZVZ. Yeah.
But yeah, everyone is always like, "Oh yeah, Keen, all you do is cheese and all in."
It looks like we're going for a 21 Nexus again, so here you can kind of see what I mean with the overmining of gas. It's the 1 goon, no range, 24 Nexus or 21 Nexus, but yeah, we're 350 gas when we start the Nexus here. So it's gonna be like almost 400 gas by the time we start range. Or maybe more than
that's really unfortunate, but I actually that would definitely be something that I would fuck up if I was trying to go 21 Nexus. As like a non-Protoss player. Like those are the things that when you're off racing, like you just don't know. It actually kind of hurts watching like non-Zerg players go like even 9 pool speed because there's like little things like you need to get the Overlord before your 9th drone after you get the gas down and shit like that, where it's like if you don't do that, it's going to be really awkward.
Yeah. So Nesh saw the range starting. And he's getting... Wait, we supply blocked again. Nesh. Nesh. So our Vulture is going to be pretty late. Actually, like, really late.
Do you think Nesh is just, like, going Artosis mode off stream and he's just like, it didn't make! I told it to make!
To me, it's so funny to try and position aggressively with these guns when we did a 21 Nexus, so our range is like so far away. The reason this is so crazy is because there should be vultures on the map way before these goons got here. This is like so unbelievably risky to have done this. Wait, do we have vulture speed? We have vulture speed again.
Yeah, those are definitely speed vultures.
Oh, so this is why it's late. He did add on first. Sorry, I wasn't paying attention. We did add on first into speed vulture.
So Nesh also, when speed first in the Apocalypse game as well. Is this? I'm super unfamiliar with TVP builds, so I don't know if this is like an actual like pro build or maybe this is just something that Nesh likes to do.
It might be a Nesh thing because I don't feel like I've seen this anywhere else.
Yeah, me neither. I almost always see mine first, I think.
Yeah, you do like always see mine first.
Because I mean, mines are just so fucking good.
He is gonna turn this into a drop, but we're doing tanks in siege mode, and we got one vulture alive with 2 hits left.
Yeah.
I guess we'll do 2 tanks and then start vultures behind it. We'll have maybe 3 vultures for the drop. Maybe we'll just do.
I think it's going to be like a two vulture 1 tank thing.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. That might be what we're going for here.
And Moonrise going out with these units again. This is I don't know. I don't know how I feel about this.
This is a very odd attack. I don't know what's triggering him to go for this.
I mean, he's going to get the bunker and then I guess just back off, right? Yeah.
Okay.
Just put the fear of God on him.
So the reason this is like insane of Moonrai to do, he knows there's a vulture on the field. He has no robo, and he walked across the map with these units having no idea if he was about to run through mines or not.
I hadn't even been looking.
I know, we're doing
Moonrise
2-base carrier.
Wow.
Here comes the 1 tank, 1 vulture drop, which is going to spot the tech as well.
But it fucking scouts the 2-base carrier at
Yeah.
least. Okay, this is interesting. Oh boy, you're not getting out of there. Or are you? I guess you are. Wow, okay.
This tank's gonna get
right.
a nasty volley. 9 kills.
God, 11 kills! Target the probes!
I got another round, but that's alright. That first volley killed an additional 9.
I mean, yeah. That's pretty devastating for a 2-base hull.
Well, 2-base carrier, when done properly, is not necessarily an all-in, but...
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. I feel like I've probably have seen 2-base carrier at some point, but certainly not recently.
You have to understand, 90% of Protoss cheese is a macro build.
Okay, yeah.
I wish I was trolling, but it's true.
Yeah, maybe Soref was right when he said that's the standard follow-ups to getting eBay blocked is just going fucking 3 proxy games. It's a macro build.
I don't know if I'd call it standard, but I guess it's an option.
Oh, two goons and yeah.
Boom. Alright, well, here's what's weird to me. We still have not made an armory after scouting the carrier.
Oh, yeah. Wow, that's wild. Is he just gonna go? Is he just gonna go for it?
But there's gonna be carrier.
Well, yeah.
And now we're starting it. So, like, my understanding when you see this build, especially after he did damage, right? I feel like you can make like 5-6 tanks and then just mass Goliath Vulture from there.
Yeah.
And just like push with turrets. Like that's what you see a lot in the pro play is like the like Goliath push and like turret pushing and stuff into it.
he turns back with that dropship against the one carrier. Where are you going, bud?
I can't believe
I
we're
like
not ready
that-
for the carrier. Did he not realize he saw it or something?
I don't know. Maybe he thought it was Arbiter.
Also, we're attacking with 4 interceptors. What is
Where
it?
is
What am
Nash
I
going with
looking
this
at?
dropship?
He comes in with 4 interceptors on his carriers. Loses them to the Marines and turrets.
This game is fucking wild, and then he just drops the vultures in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, I'm loving it. I love what I'm watching.
This is North American StarCraft, folks. Unadulterated, pure.
Dude, these we're losing interceptors. I mean, remember, these interceptors are 15 rolls apiece. We've lost like 10 interceptors without killing a turret yet.
I also think it's a crack up that Moonray just once he lost all those probes to that drop, he's like, "Fuck it, not making
Never
any more
again.
probes." Now he's making them again, like 10 minutes later. But
I mean, we got 3 carriers. But it should be just mass Goliath from here. Like, all Goliath. Jeez, that was loud. Why was that so loud? Yo, Gypsy, thanks for the raid, man. I appreciate it, dude. Wait,
Yeah,
is the
these-
volume,
these
like,
3 carriers
increased
are
for
gonna
bigger
just gonna
raids?
work.
So the push is going to start coming out now. We just have 3 carriers with, I assume, no upgrades. I can't actually click it right now, but
There's no way he has any upgrades for
dude, it
him.
was loud. I don't know why that was so unbelievably loud.
Oh wait, no, he does have he has +1 weapons.
Oh, okay. So we at least got +1
Did he
weapons.
not get? He definitely got goon range. Yeah. Okay. Never mind.
Now we're making a DT. This DT carrier, this is high quality here.
I love that he doesn't have anything else going on right now, but he's still not microing the carriers. But he doesn't need to.
Yeah, I guess it doesn't really matter that much right now. We are going to lose a carrier to these 2 turrets at the natural, so that's pretty solid. I feel like Moonrise just dies when this push like actually starts coming out. The thing is, we don't have... We have 1 scanner. We don't have our natural scanner for the DT.
Well, I like that he's using the DTs to clear the mines.
Yeah, what else would he use them for? And Minrai's just broke. We're sitting at 29 probes right now. Like, he can barely even afford to remake interceptors.
Yeah. Well, you know, obviously that's why. Oh, he is making more probes now. Okay. Not satisfied with just staying at 26 probes for the entire game. But he's not minding with the probes.
Oh yeah, we got 6 sitting at the natural. Master, thanks for the follow, dude. I appreciate it, man.
Oh, Aris, this is Moonray and Nesh. Moonray is the red Protoss. They're 2 American players, roughly A rank, I believe. But Moonray is a Terran main. I think we've discussed this a bit, but Protoss is his off race that he's just kind of been dabbling in recently, as far as we know.
Are we getting... We have no vessel coming. We're making 2 barracks. This game is chaotic.
2 barracks.
Lores, thanks for the follow. I appreciate it, man. And Jeff Brock's music.
Oh.
I appreciate it. Yeah, I don't know what we made the extra barracks for. I think we lost 1 and then double made on accident. Looks like we lost the carriers, lost all the goons. Moonrise gonna run out of steam here. Yeah, Protoss is super dead. Is Nesh gonna just expand? I mean, I think he knows Moonrise on 3 base or 2 base still as well. We have like
Yeah,
at
I
least
was
a
kind of
mine.
hoping those vultures would get in again. Just take him back to 26.
And the last carrier is going to go down now. And, like, there's just nothing that Moonrai has to work with anymore. We decided to go for the 15-minute observatory, so we do at least want to spot the mines.
What a fucking game. This fucking slobber knocker.
This is the Moonrai experience. He just does stuff, you know?
I want him to ask again, like, do you just go all in?
Does not look like A rank. Yeah, I hate to say it, but this game did kind of devolve.
Yeah,
pretty heavily.
I didn't want to be, you know, too obvious about it, but yeah, this is not the typical A rank experience.
But like this, it just kind of happens. Like I understand what's happening with Nesh. Like you're against someone that's doing a bunch of really weird stuff, and if you're not experienced with dealing with that kind of stuff, it's just like your response is also going to be like awkward or suboptimal.
Yeah, that is the strength of doing just like odd shit, which does work even at A rank or S rank, like lower S rank. It's like if you have a weird offbeat play style, and you're really good at that play style, like you're gonna have a big leg up on everyone else because everyone's gonna be like, "What the fuck is even going on?" I remember the first time I faced in PvZ a fast +1 weapons before, like you wall just like normal and pretend you're fast expanding, but you get like a fast gas and you start +1 before you even start your Nexus, and then you move out with like 5 zealots with +1.
Sounds.
It sounds awful.
Yeah, it sounds
and it is
terrible.
awful. But I lost to it the first time. I've only, I think, played against it like once or twice again, and the answer is like you just make one sunken and then they lose.
No, I'm not trying to be a legit caster. I mean, we're semi-casting, but it's super chill here.
Oh yeah, sorry if I'm
Good build.
being a total artist. Yeah.
Did
I'm not a legit
Moonrai
caster.
complain? I'm so confused.
Yeah, he did. Maybe
What?
he was complaining about himself.
Maybe it was. Yeah, that's what it feels like, right?
It's like, damn, one of my friends was telling me this build fucking slaps like right before this.
Somebody told me to
Fuck
do
that
2
guy.
base carrier, and it sucks. That's funny. All right, so Nesh is gonna take the win on the tiebreaker game here, against Moonrai. I didn't actually look. I think this is Moonrai and Flying next.
Oh, or the tiebreaker is just best of one?
Yeah, this is one game.
Oh, okay. PW is best.
Oh, it's Nesh. Okay, this is Flying and Nesh. This is the wrong game.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, let me go to the different one. Because I'm pretty sure... Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's the wrong one. Maybe I'm wrong and I'm about to do this in the wrong order, but...
See, it's games like that that are the reason why I don't watch my replays. Also because I'm lazy as fuck.
We're on
But,
Apocalypse
I
now?
don't want to be confronted with my own inadequacy.
Are you allowed to post tasteful copy pasta? Probably not.
G5 and semi. I think this might be a
Okay.
fake replay.
This is a fake replay. I could have sworn they all played. That explains why it was Apocalypse. Okay, my bad. So I did make a mistake. I should have looked first anyway.
That's okay.
I should have just watched that game actually.
G5 semi. Yeah. Yeah, I fucking love PvP. I can't get enough of it.
Dude, right? Who doesn't love watching PvP?
I watch friends stream all the time, and God, I would actually consider switching to Protoss if I could like race pick on ladder, but
Yeah.
watching them just get like 10 PvPs for like every other one matchup that they get.
It's so boring,
So-
man.
Ugh.
It's actually the reason I'm swapping races. I'm so sick.
Or are you gonna try to like fully switch to T?
I think so, yeah. Did my
That's cool.
stream disconnect? No.
That's still working for me.
Okay, my restream messed up. Can I just post one copy pasta, please? I mean, you can risk
Sexy.
it, but you might get banned.
Better fucking make it worth it, man.
That's just not how my channel works around here. I try to do everything I can to avoid being an Artosa stream. You know, power to Artosis for doing what he does. Makes a lot of money.
Oh boy, I already don't like this one.
Alright. See ya. Alright.
So we're going for a 12 hatch.
Yeah, he
Or, I mean,
did.
a 12 pool rather.
I was gonna
12
say
pool.
he did 12 hatch all the other games before, but yeah, now we're going 12 pool. So what's
So
the
I'm wondering if
advantage
this is.
of 12 pool versus 12 hatch? Is it because of the
You just
Ajax?
get slightly faster mutas. I forget the exact timing. I think it's like 15 seconds faster or something.
Gotcha. Does it pair up okay against Arax, or how does this work against that build?
I'm actually not really sure. I think like depending on how you scout and depending on like how long the Terran waits until they go attack with Marines, it could be kind of dicey because it's not like you want to make like a ton of lings, but he's making 4 lings, so if it was Arax, I'm sure he would be totally fine against it. I myself do not ever go 12 pool, so I'm not like super intimately familiar with how
Yeah,
it interacts with other builds.
I gotcha.
Kind of unfortunate though. Okay, he's going speed first. Yeah, I was going to say he wasn't going to be able to. He didn't have 150 minerals to make the lair right away, but interesting.
SCV is gonna get him.
Yeah, the SCV scouts that there's no lair,
Mm-hmm. Sees the timing of it.
so
It's kind of nice when you
uh,
see the lair start, like if you see that exact moment, because then you know exactly how long it is until meter are out.
Yeah.
I have it written down somewhere for when I start playing Terran again. It's something like... Actually, I don't even remember, but I have it written down. But I know there's like an exact... Like,
Oh yeah, yeah.
was it like
I don't know
3
the time
minutes and
myself,
something?
but,
I don't really remember, yeah. But I did write it down, like I said, because like in this matchup, it's so important to know exactly when like the Spire would come down and everything. So like you know when to scan for it to see if it's going to be Spire or if it's actually going to be Hydra or something like that. Or Lurker, I mean.
Mhm.
So just seeing the lair starting is great information for the Terran player.
These builds are just wild. I wish he would transfer a couple of these drones because he's oversaturated in his main right now. But I have no idea what he was hoping to accomplish with this. And he's just going Spire. He's not. I was thinking maybe he would go into like Lurker or something.
Yeah.
Just try to deny scouting, but or just be obviously very aggressive with the early lings. But it was cross map.
But he made a bunch
He didn't
more
bother
Ling.
drone scouting.
Like he made
But
a
there's-
bunch more Ling after seeing the cross bomb.
Yeah,
Maybe looking to go for like annoying run bys or something possibly. I know he likes to do plays like that as well. So we got these Lings kind of tucked off to the side. He might just be looking to see them move out and then try to sneak in with them.
yeah. Maybe he was just waiting until he like knows for sure that there's no other SCV scout on the map or something. But I mean, it doesn't really matter because Nesh is being very careful with his SimCity, and there's basically no way that Lings are going to like ever break this.
Mm-hmm.
even before medics come out. I mean, I feel like you could have like two control groups of lings attacking this position, and it still wouldn't matter. And so this is just going to be like a regular 2-base muta, but worse. Like delayed muta timing and fewer drones than you would have otherwise.
Could start the armor upgrade immediately again this time as well. Alright, with
And
the
so
medics
again-
coming out, looks like Nesh is going to start pushing here. And you see the
Yeah.
wings move off to the left side. Definitely looking for a run by. Maybe to try and snipe turrets and stuff as well for his muta, which turrets haven't even started yet. Mutas are coming now. It does scan and see the mutas.
Yeah, this is a totally fine timing for the turrets, I think.
Yeah, I just meant if the lings actually get inside behind this and start
Oh yeah.
messing with turrets,
Yeah.
then it's rough.
Yeah, this is very, very strange.
Might just try to jump on top of the army, yeah. But it's only 4 muta here, and actually targeting muta, killing 2 right away. And this is going very poorly for flying.
Yeah. There's actually I think it would have been better off for Nash if he just targeted the lings, but it didn't really matter, as we saw. These medics are low energy, but I mean there's only 4 mutas out right now, so
Yeah,
I
like,
cannot believe that he's going in to get that. Oh, this muta's taking so much damage. Almost losing a muta to 1 turret.
yeah.
And this has to be a muta all-in at this point. There's no third. There's nothing else that he has going for him right now except for making mutas. So
Yeah, actually
That
just
is, like-
scans 3 bases as well, sees that there's no third base unless it's like maybe tucked bottom left or something. Not looking
I
great
mean-
for flying. We got no damage done and we're at 18 drones.
that was a nice medic pickoff, but yeah, he's getting to a healthy amount of mutas now, but he can't harass Nesh's base at all. He just has to like keep watch over this. He has 1 sunken at home, which isn't enough to actually allow him to just
Go harass.
go harass.
Yeah,
So it's almost like, why bother making it at all?
you often see Terrans trying to do this move out, and the reason Terrans trying to do this is because by getting their bio out on the field, it does exactly what Tina's talking about, where the mutas have to try and defend. They want to like dog the Marines, kind of keep track of it, try and snipe it all, stuff like that, so you're not having to make like a bunch of sunkens or anything behind. And by Terran just being out on the field pressuring like that, it means that they're not being harassed by the muta. Like just going out and standing on the map makes it where it's hard for Zerg to be annoying.
Yeah, so usually when you see 2 base plays like this, it's usually with like it's called like 2.5 hatch, essentially, where you get like a fast third hatchery, and then you can make a couple sunkens, and you delay your third, but you don't have to worry about like Terran killing your third or just killing you, so you can just harass them with impunity. But this is like the worst of both worlds, essentially. He has no third hatch. He has no third. I mean, it's making right now, but these are some good attacks. I mean, this
Yeah,
is
really
doing work,
good.
but
It's just I'm just worried about there being like nothing behind us for flying is all.
yeah, he still has only 20 drones, which is still fewer drones than you would have, like with a normal 2 attribute build, like right when your Spire finishes.
Mm-hmm. That double Valkyrie making now.
Yeah, and all Nesh really has to do, which he obviously realizes, is just make turrets and Valkyries and survive, because he's going to outscale the Zerg.
Yeah. Yeah, flying not able to find any damage here. Imagine if turrets actually did damage to Mita though, that'd be crazy.
Yeah, Yeah, they're more of a deterrent. It's like you know how like house alarms, they don't really do anything. They just kind of
Right.
like hopefully scare burglars away.
It's exactly it. Turrets or house alarms. Alright, gonna try and dive on top of this, but with the two Valkyrie tanking, like Valkyrie have a ton of HP, and
Yeah,
yeah, they can
and
tank
they
so
start.
many meter shots. Two armor, yeah.
They start with 2 armor as well, so these mutas don't have +1. I mean, like you mentioned earlier in the cast, +1 carapace is actually good against Valkyrie, but at the same time, they do very little damage to Valkyries.
Yeah, if you're trying to like focus the Valkyrie down, you're not gonna kill them anytime soon. I feel like if you're going armor, you're looking to get the Valkyrie kills with Scourge, not your Muta.
And even fewer. He made another hatchery in his base, which is mind-boggling to me because he has even fewer drones than before, only 18 drones.
Mm-hmm.
So it's actually like less than half of Nash's workers. not the spot you want to be in. In ZVT, Zerg can stay behind in workers for quite a while, especially if you're doing an all-in, but not to this degree.
Yeah, I mean, especially if we're not getting any damage done, right?
Yeah. If you're in an all-in position like this and you have to stay out on the map, it's not ideal, to say the least. This counterattack might do some work. We might be able to take out the natural, but I don't even know if taking out the natural at this point would be a win condition because he's so far behind economically.
Yeah, even that really wouldn't be good enough. Yeah, we're down to 16 drones. I'm gonna try and jump on top of this bunker and lose all of our muta.
This has to be game pretty soon. There's literally nothing else. There's no recourse for flying. Making Sunkens to try and survive for a couple minutes longer might be, but I don't think these 3 Sunkens are even going to be sufficient.
Yeah, I mean, if these 3 Sunkens killed everything, including the Valkyrie, it still wouldn't matter.
Yeah, their spines just start going way up into the air.
Yeah, like the spine crawler attacks in StarCraft 2 would be like stabbing it up in the air like that. Yeah.
And yeah, this should be it. Okay. Yeah, he calls it.
GG. Good luck. Very different from Moonrise reaction to losing, but not by much.
Yeah. Hey, you know, at least flying is a good sport.
All right. So with that means that Nesh wins the tiebreakers, and he's going to go to the round of 8, and he's going to play against. It's not Simi, Avapu, Nomad. So it's. Wait, who was the other player?
Let me see. So Nesh will be against Ranged.
Oh, Ranged. Yeah, I forgot about Ranged. Okay. So Nesh versus Ranged next.
And that should be an interesting matchup because I remember recently Ranged was saying he's like PvT is actually one of his worst matchups. Like he's more of a PvZ specialist.
It's like no harping on range because I do like range a lot, but yes, his PvT is like by far his worst matchup.
Oh, really? By far? Okay.
Yeah, there's pretty significant gap between that and his other 2 matchups.
Well, I was going to say, I mean, it still might be a really interesting matchup because, I mean, both Ranged and Nesh are really good players.
Mm-hmm.
But Nesh's PvT, or TvP rather, seems like it could be a little shaky. Maybe it's better against more standard builds.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's a little hard to gauge Nesh's TvP playing against Moonrise.
Because they were very non-standard games.
Yeah, very odd games. But just to clarify, Ranged, with me saying it's by far his worst, it doesn't mean that it's a bad, like, it's not like he's bad at it, right? Because Ranged is basically S rank. So
yeah.
his
like
worst is still good.
Yeah, for sure. I would guess that ranged has the advantage in that matchup, but who knows? Should be
Yeah, I would
interesting.
think so. But yeah, we'll see. We're gonna do the final group cast tomorrow. I'm gonna start it at 4 p.m. Central tomorrow. It is gonna be my group, so I'm gonna try to get other people in here casting more than myself, because casting my own games sucks.
Yeah, I should be around if you'd like to go cast again.
Yeah,
But if we could get a group cast, that would actually be pretty fun too.
yeah, I'm gonna see if I can get like another 1 or 2 people, and we can just make a chill group cast of it. And I'll stay like mostly quiet probably,
Yeah,
because it's
yeah,
gonna
it's
be
pretty awkward to cast around
me
games.
doing PVZs and then the rest is ZVZs. So there really won't be a lot of input from me anyway.
Sure.
But yeah, I'm gonna cover that tomorrow, and then I still don't know if I'm gonna be covering the round of 8. I think I might do a round of 8, and then I think we're gonna get Diggity for semis and finals or something like that. We'll see. But I'll keep you guys updated. But thanks for watching, guys. I appreciate it. Let me see if I can throw this raid over to somebody else. We have Saiyan. Is he laddering today? Or is he doing more campaign? My scroll is like screwing up, keeps resetting on me. Okay, he's laddering today. Alright guys, I appreciate you. Thanks for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed the cast. I will be back on tomorrow. Like I said, I'm going to try and get a few people. And yeah, we'll chill and have some fun. Watch some more mediocre StarCraft. But have a good night. Catch you guys later.